Alright everybody, welcome to a very, very special episode of Details. In this video, we're going to be discussing one of our favorite leading ladies, a wonderful comedian,
Betty White.
She recently passed away, which is very, very sad.
Right? She was almost 100 years old. So we are here at Disney's Hollywood Studios to revisit some of the places that you could see Betty White.
Yeah, or even some of the places you used to be able to experience the Golden Girls, which would be kind of neat. But what's the first stop here?
Well, you've got the Chinese Grumman Theater right behind us.
Grumman's Chinese Theater, that's right. It's right behind us. Used to be the home of...
It was the Great Movie Ride.
And now it is the home of...
Mickey's Runaway Railway.
And one thing that didn't change, besides the majority of the exterior, you still have...
You've got the handprints and the footprints of many of the celebrities, including Betty White.
Betty White, and some of her friends.
It's true.
And don't forget to join all our friends and subscribe to Retro Spectrum. My name is Brandon Specht.
And I'm Marcy Renee. Thank you so much for tagging along with us in this video celebrating one of our favorite people.
If you wind up liking what you see, do us a huge favor and drop a like on this video or, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on one of television's leading ladies.
Hello, Homer. Have you lost weight?
Oh, like you care, Betty White.
Tell me, how's Maggie?
Her name is Marge.
I was talking about your baby.
Oh, she's looking very snappy.
Thanks for taking my picture. If you want me to sign it, here's a stamped self-addressed envelope. And give Santa's little helper a big hug for me.
Yeah, that's right. Just walk away.
America's love affair with Betty White has lasted for several decades, in part because she was such an incredible human being. During World War II, she served on the American Women's Voluntary Services. When she wasn't delivering supplies, she'd be dancing with soldiers before they shipped out. Once the war was over, Betty started looking for work at movie studios, but was frequently turned down because she was not photogenic. So, being a resourceful lady, she turned to radio for a time until her big break in television. In the early 1950s, Betty White appeared on shows like Hollywood on Television and starred in a 30-minute sitcom called Life with Elizabeth. I guess it's kind of like how Lucille Ball starred in I Love Lucy.
Except her name wasn't Elizabeth. Her real name was Betty Marion White.
So Betty wasn't like her nickname?
Nope. Her parents weren't all that fond of the overwhelming number of monikers associated with Elizabeth.
Like Liz or Betsy, Lizzie, Liza?
Absolutely none of that name game.
That's kind of weird because Miss White really loved games. Come to think of it, she actually did have a nickname. She earned the title of First Lady of Game Shows.
All right, one more.
I haven't tried Betty yet.
I've tried Betty.
The number of game shows she appeared on over the course of her career is absolutely wild. Too numerous to cover in this video, unless we list them here double time. I Got a Secret, Masquerade Party, Make a Connection, Your First Impression, It's Your Bet, Stumpers, Chain Letter, Snap Judgment, Just Men, He Said, She Said, Show Offs, The Magnificent Marble Machine, Celebrity Sweepstakes, Crosswits, Woo! Chain Reaction, Battle Stars, Trivia Trap, Double Talk, Third Degree, You Don't Say, To Tell the Truth, Liars Club, Tattletale, Body Language, Baffle, Babble, Match Game, What's My Line, Pyramid, Family Feud, The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and The Hollywood Squares. She also appeared on the popular game show Password.
You would be so horrible at that game.
Because I always forget my password. Well played. Actually, Betty met the love of her life on Password, game show host Alan Ludden. They were married almost 20 years before Alan's death in 1981. She also hosted and produced a talk show known as The Betty White Show. Interestingly enough, her talk show found itself rather controversial in the Jim Crow South. She frequently featured an African-American performer known as Arthur Duncan on her show. Many stations and sponsors threatened to drop the show. I absolutely love Betty's response to these people.
I'm sorry, but he stays. Live with it.
She then proceeded to give Mr. Duncan even more airtime.
Arthur
you, that was just tremendous. Everybody was really going with that one. Did you hear Eddie Robertson? He just flipped himself completely. That did it. Woo!
Many people remember Betty White for her portrayal of the provocative persona Sue Ann Nivens, who actually debuted on season 4 of the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh, Lou, it's beautiful. Oh, you shouldn't.
Yeah, well, wear it in good health.
You know, it's definitely depressing to think about the fact that we've lost 2 of that show's alumni in 2021. In addition to the loss of Betty White, we also lost Ed Asner.
It breaks my heart every time I remember we lost such a great actor and the voice behind one of my all-time favorite animated characters, Carl Fredricksen from Up.
He also voiced characters from Gargoyles, Freakazoid, Captain Planet, Batman the Animated Series. He was J. Jonah Jameson in the 90s Spider-Man series and Granny Goodness in Superman.
That comet isn't coming anywhere near Earth.
It will now, Porkchop, thanks to my darling Doomsday Magnet, which I built on Earth myself. An old lady needs her hobbies.
You know, Betty White did some voice acting as well. You can hear her voice in The Wild Thornberrys, King of the Hill, The Lorax, Ponyo, and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Don't forget about Toy Story 4.
Oh yeah, how could I forget about the tiny toy tiger, Bitey White?
Are you X21?
Can Stevie Wonder play the piano? Of course I'm X21.
I had to be sure. Okay. There's this new television show about a short rodent who lives on a steamboat.
What's it called?
Little Mouse on the Ferry.
Don't you ever knock on my can again.
White had to be one of the hardest working individuals in Hollywood. Her career lasted like 7 decades. She was in her 60s when she appeared in the greatest situation comedy of all times, The Golden Girls.
It's like the predecessor to Friends, but, you know, they're old and funny.
Betty White appeared with her friends Rue McClanahan, Estelle Getty, and the legendary Bea Arthur.
Despite the popularity of the Golden Girls, both White and Arthur still found time to visit Walt Disney World during its 15th anniversary.
I'm confused. Everyone's talking about how much fun they had earlier today at Epcot Center. I thought we were at Walt Disney World.
Everything here is part of Disney World. The party's being held in the Magic Kingdom, and that's right next to Epcot Center. Epcot stands for the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
That's easy for you to say.
It was Walt Disney's visionary concept of a place where man and machines would work together in the best of all worlds. Walt was talking about it as far back as 1964.
At the time, Disney World consisted of 2 parks, the Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center. There are few people who enjoy the World Showcase like Betty White.
I love Paris in the fall. I love Paris in the winter when it drizzles. I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles.
For me, the best part of that special had to be when both ladies discussed some of the upcoming projects that Disney was working on for the Walt Disney World Resort.
You know what they are? Tell me.
Well, they're going to be opening a Disney studio tour where the public can watch movies and television shows actually being shot.
I'll be there. Do you know that on my days off, I love to watch other performers do their shows? Why, last week, I watched Vanna White turn the letters for the phrase "a stitch in time saves 9."
You lead such a full life.
So one of the things that was humorous for us, something that made us laugh, was not only did we get to see Betty White, but we got to experience some of the other Golden Girls, Estelle Getty, Rue McClanahan, and Rick Moranis, which is odd that it was all lined up. Not a Golden Girl. They were missing Bea Arthur over there. But if you wanted to experience Bea Arthur, back in the day, they used to have over here a whole bunch of different busts of the different television celebrities, specifically leading people, leading actors and actresses in television. And not only did that include Betty White, it also included...
Is it B. Arthur?
B. Arthur was there as well. So they actually had the bus. B. Arthur did make an appearance here at Hollywood Studios.
When Disney's MGM Studios finally opened in 1989, fans of the Golden Girls could visit the exterior of their home while on the Backlot Tour. And it stuck around until around 2003.
And if you take a look off to your left, you'll see the home of the Golden Girls.
Boy, I wonder if anybody's home.
Come on, let's see.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello. May I help you?
Wow, there she is.
Where?
You're famous.
Did I win the sweepstakes?
We were on the backstage tour and saw your house.
I told Blanche you didn't have to order anything to win.
No, really. Your house is part of the studio tour here at Disney MGM Studios.
Oh, I think you're mistaken. This house isn't on any tour. Although the Garden Club stops by every fourth Tuesday.
But it is. This is all part of the Disney MGM backlot. Why, your house isn't even real.
Well, I know it isn't much, but we like it.
Come with us. We'll show you.
Okay, I guess.
This is it.
I can't believe it.
Well, it's true. The Golden Girls' house is just a set, a false front.
But we just had it painted. Oh, it is so hard to get good help these days.
Then, a few years later, in 2009, the Golden Girls were honored as Disney legends at the D23 Expo. Betty White accepted the honor.
Something when the first Mickey Mouse doll came out, I was about that old, whatever that is, and I was so excited I needed that Mickey Mouse doll. And my parents, bless their hearts, bought him for me, and he still stands on my desk at home, and that was a lot of years ago.
If you are lucky enough to visit the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California, be sure to stop by the Legends Plaza and experience plaques honoring all 4 women.
We got all the Golden Girls, and I can actually compare my hand size to Betty White. Betty White, actually much smaller hands than Angela Lansbury over there, so good to know. Betty White's hands, not very large. Angela Lansbury, very large.
After Betty White passed away in December of 2021, I started to wonder, if we visited Disney's Hollywood Studios, could we visit the former location of the Golden Girls' home? After looking at some old maps, it seems like the ladies would be located somewhere in Galaxy's Edge.
All right, so now we're headed towards the back of the park. So you know where we're going, right?
I do. It's hard to imagine what it used to look like. Nothing like this.
I think a lot of you folks that are frequent, if you understand the history of MGM or you experienced it when it was the original MGM and now it's Hollywood Studios, you already know where the Backlot Tour would have appeared. It's actually back in Galaxy's Edge. So let's take a peek and see, where would the Golden Girls' home be located in Galaxy's Edge? So 120 minutes for Rise of the Resistance. I think you said 70 minutes for the Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. I wonder what the line's like for the Golden Girls' house, the former residents of the Golden Girls' house.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. We're headed in to the park. You can see we actually just passed Rise of the Resistance, and we're headed in to, really, this is going to end up being...
Pretty deep into Star Wars
area. It's towards the back center of Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to show you guys.
Like you would have been on a tram.
Yeah, and that tram used to go through the original.
It was a long ride.
The original Backlot Tour. How long did it take? It took well over an hour.
Yeah.
To do the whole thing.
It's great.
And I was reading the other day. It even went through the streets of America at one time. It did a whole bunch of traveling. And there was walking parts of the tour. There were riding parts of the tour. If you haven't experienced the Backlot Tour, if you never got a chance to experience it, I definitely suggest you look it up online, because it really was a quintessential part of what made Disney's MGM Studios cool. So we are headed up, and Marcy, check this out. We have Ronto's Roaster, which is an important landmark for where we're headed. Between Ronto's Roaster and Docking Bay 7, there's 2 restaurants. They're adjacent to one another. between those two places, there is a little sitting area where people eat their food. And this right here, this lovely location, should be roughly where the Golden Girls' house used to be. Looks a little different now. Golden Girls' house.
It's too bad that during their careers, we never had a chance to see any of the Golden Girls in an actual Star Wars film.
Actually, B. Arthur did appear in the Star Wars holiday special playing Akamina, a no-nonsense bartender serving drinks at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Wow, just imagine if studios had set the Golden Girls on Tatooine rather than in Miami.
Starring Akamina, the lovable Wookiee Rubaka, Estelle Kenobi, and the most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy, Fetty White.
Respect you. That's why you fail.
Here on Earth, there are few stars that have shined as brightly as the late, great Betty White. She would have been 100 years young on January 17th, 2022. Her final post on Twitter read,
"My 100th birthday. I cannot believe it is coming up."
3 days later, White passed away at her home in California on December 31st. Betty White was never shy about talking about death.
Thank you so much,
She had some
Betty.
inspiring words about mortality.
The category, Betty White tips for living a long and happy life. Here we go. Number 3.
Try not to die.
Marcy, wrong clip. Roll the other one.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, my mother had the most wonderful outlook on death. She would always say, nobody knows. But she said it's a secret. So all growing up, whenever we lose somebody, she'd always say, now they know the secret.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Now, we need to hear from you. Were you a fan of Betty White or really any of the Golden Girls? Tell us all about it in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Please help us out by dropping a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Retro Spectrum so you don't miss a single episode of Details.